This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So Lokesh, that earliest retro check piece I have checked it out. Somehow it was missed in earlier session. Okay. So it is actually one of the MDF objects that is your pay group. Okay. If you go inside the pay group, there is a field called earliest change date. Okay. So is also I'll be explaining the business context of it, why we are going to use it. Okay. Suppose there is any kind of retro calculations portlets in the EC field. Okay. And if you like to change those data which are relevant to your payroll. Okay. So up to what date you can change those related fields. Okay. So that you can maintain, that particular date you can maintain here, but there are certain peculiarities about this earliest change date. So generally it is recommended to create a custom earliest change date which is specifically targeted for your payroll. Otherwise what will happen, if any master data you are changing, those are specific to your portlet, system will trigger a message saying earliest retro date was this much and this month that much. Okay, there is a KVA for it. I will show you that KVA as well. Okay, and this is the field I will show you in the system as well, how we have maintained it. Okay, so this is the field where exactly you will be going in the pay group in the manage data section, and that is your particular field where exactly we maintain that earliest change date. Even if you call it earliest retro check for payroll, but actually it is the field name is earliest change date. Okay, and other than that, so if you like to suppose due to some reason in your organization for a particular user you would like to give a permission that he should be able to give an override, so he should be able to override the data changes and all. So there is an option in the RBP as well. So in the manage user there is a section called allow retroactive, if you can see the highlighted one, allow retroactive employee data changes. So that particular user to whom you have given the permission, he can override that. Okay, so that is just for handling those exceptions cases and all. Okay, this is one options for overriding. Second option, another option is there, that is writing a business rules. Okay, so what you can do, so we can write a business rule. This is just a sample business rules I have given it here. Okay, so if you just can see it, I have written means in the top, like if a person, a particular person means that the permission to make retroactive data changes is equal to yes. Suppose I am giving the permission to that particular permission once that RBP is given. If it is yes, then there will be actually the error message, like it will say it will be just a warning message. Suppose if you're not giving permission, okay, not at all permission, then it will be an error message. So you can distinguish between this warning message and error message wherever there is any retroactive data changes, if you're allowing or not. So this kind of business rules you can write and you can handle it in this way. So this is the business context and how you'll be handling different scenarios of earliest retro change. So I think it is now clear, Lucas. Do you have any question here?
Oh, this is good, and I like this kind of explanation, to be very frank, because
Okay.
see the way you started, right? You gave
Hmm.
a context that
Hmm.
even though EC doesn't have a direct impact on retros,
Hmm.
however, these portlets,
Hmm.
uh, while doing a replication, you want to set a certain date so that end user shouldn't go beyond those dates in order to make those changes. Because if you keep your portlets open,
Hmm.
uh,
Hmm.
hundred of years back in the past, they may end up entering some crazy values, and they will cause replication errors because you won't have corresponding configuration or control record and P2P configuration onto the ECP side. Now it's very clear, this explanation.
Exactly. So, Lucas, actually, this is the thing actually I tried to explain. So, same thing actually I've taken it the context from the this KB actually I followed it, but somehow in the deck actually I couldn't put it. But yesterday I figured out that KBA the same has been explained there. Okay. And the same context also the pay group where exactly you'll be maintaining this value. Okay, And this is regarding that. And next I will show you something. There is a KBA which I was talking about. This is the KBA one, and there is an IDP document also which I was explaining. Let me show you that as well.
But this is great. Now you will make my day if you can show me that pictorial diagram, EC to
Okay, okay.
ECP, replication, security, end user, compound employee API, gateway, all
Mhm.
that stuff.
Sure, sure. So that actually I'm looking for still a better diagram which I can explain, but which I was explaining today, right? That is actually also, if you find, this is a nice document which I was talking about yesterday, and recently they have released. This is the implementation design principle document. We call it IDP document. Okay. So for any kind of data changes which are relevant to your payroll, okay. So they have made a 24 pages document. It is actually partnership with SAP and multiple partners. Okay. So they have developed this document. Okay. So from their project experience and all. So I just gone through that document. They have very clearly they have mentioned what are the typical scenarios they coming across, and it was one of the scenario which is
Just show me the
explained here.
name of the people. Just show me the name of the people. Just a second. Uh, I know Yale. Uh, okay. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead, please.
yeah. So this is a document which I was talking about. Okay, so you can, I will be sharing this with you as well. So they keep on updating. It is actually an architecture document. So before taking any kind of design decisions, it is SAP is recommending to go through each and every bits of it. Okay, so that there will be no latter point of time, you will not be having any problems during your implementations. Okay, so they have maintained very nicely those, what is your, what is the client requirement, what was the your solution and how you have handled it. Okay, so those kind of nitty gritties clearly they have explained. Okay, to be honest, actually I have not gone through all the documents because they have released a lot of documents related to this. Okay, but this will be, I think it is more helpful compared to your on the top of your implementation guide, because implementation is very straightforward, but these are actually design steps which they never explain in those implementation guide in very detailed way, the side effects of your those configurations and all. Okay, so this is a very nice document which I was yesterday explaining. Mm.
Yeah, share this PDF today itself so that over the weekend
Yeah,
I'll go through it and get some thoughts around the
sure,
whole document. At
sure,
least
sure. I'll
some
just send it.
scenarios.
Yeah, I'll just send in
Because
two documents.
examples, issues,
Mm.
case studies are best way to learn. Bookish knowledge
Exactly.
is never
Mm.
never helpful. And I
Exactly,
would I
exactly.
would recommend. I mean, you have done a great job with your document sources.
Mm.
Wherever possible, you are putting KBA note
Mm.
numbers, those
Mm.
details. That's wonderful. However, I would recommend, instead
Mm-hmm.
of just having, for example, you are explaining step 16, step 17,
Mm.
there try to explain with an example,
Okay.
because first thing which people try to correlate is an example, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for example, this earliest retroactive date, I mean,
Mm.
what I would do is I would put a picture there, very simple picture. I'll show EC and ECP, and
Mm.
uh, in one in first picture I'll show that earliest retroactive date was maintained in pay group portlet or whatever as
Mm.
prior to that, and it caused a replication error. And in second picture I would show the good one. So that's
Mm.
how people correlate and remember.
Mm. Yes, I got it. So I have taken that feedback, and definitely I will incorporate that in the future. Definitely, that's a great idea, Lokesh. So let's now then go to the other topic, which yeah, so you're looking for those grouping as well, right? That mapping of those waste types and pay component. You would like to see it once again. So let me show you that. Okay.